Dayton Flyer women's basketball started the week with another win. UD made it 3 in a row when they beat UMass on Wednesday night 67-64. Ivy Wolf led the Flyers with 26 points, and Ariana Smith recorded a double-double with 17 points and a season-high 16 rebounds. It was a big week for Smith, who came back with a career high in points on Saturday with 21 against LaSalle. It was her 5th double-double on the season, as she added 15 rebounds. Wolf again led UD in scoring with 22 points, and more importantly, Dayton won its 4th straight in the league, beating LaSalle 79-61. The Flyers sit in a 4-team tie atop the Atlantic 10 standings, with Richmond, Fordham, and Davidson all at 4-1. The Dayton men were at UMass on Wednesday night and fell 76-72 in Amherst. The Flyers were led by Nate Santos with 18, but Dayton dropped its 2nd straight in the league. Dayton Track And Field kicked off 2025 at the Falcon Early Bird Invitational with Jillian Yates finishing top 5 in both the shot put and weight throw on Friday. The junior finished 2nd in the weight throw and placed 5th in the shot put at Bowling Green. And on Saturday, Jaden Haywood ran the fastest 60-meter and 200-meter this season in the Atlantic 10. The junior put together an impressive showing against a strong field at the Wolverine Invitational, hosted by the University of Michigan. This week, we step back on the hardwood with women's basketball and talk a Canadian connection with UD assistant coach Kalisha Keane.
You're a proud Canadian, and I was going back and I was looking at an interview from your former coach and Susie Merchant at Michigan State, and she made the comment that you play fast because you're from Canada. And then we were talking that in Canadian high school basketball, there's a shot clock?
Yeah. So we play, like the OSBA, they play with FIBA rules. So it's going to be a 24-second shot clock every time down the floor. So Susie used to really get mad at me my freshman year because I would be getting up shots, like I'm thinking like 2 or 3 passes within the offense and like, okay, it's 10-9-8, we got to get a shot off. And I wasn't like adapting to that 30 extra 6 seconds that you get in college. So it was a learning curve for sure, but we remember like cracking up about it though, for sure.
Meanwhile, I think a lot of the players that you work with are probably trying to get adjusted to that
Absolutely.
30 seconds because they didn't have a shot clock.
Yeah, that's one really big thing with freshmen. I think just like the speed difference from high school to your first year of college is like it hits you right in the face. So I think that's so true.
Let's talk about this team because there are 3 new faces this year from your home country. And talk about the Canadian connection, and then I guess what's maybe interesting in sort of your lifetime of the growth that Canada has seen in the basketball game.
Yeah, I joke with Tamika all the time. I was like, why didn't you recruit me when I was in college, when she was at Ohio State? She's like, I didn't know anything about Canada. So it's kind of cool to see like how much Canadian kids are being recruited now. I think it's a great opportunity for them. And they get to like travel, see the world, all that kind of good stuff. But the basketball and the style of play up there is really good. So I think deservingly so, Our 3 girls on our team, I'm just overjoyed to have them and to be able to recruit them. I've been wanting to, coach Canadian players for a long time since getting in this business. So each and every one of them brings something different, I think. Liv, coming from Crestwood, I think she came from a super competitive environment. She brings that and instills it here. And I think Ajak and Shantavia both have just like great styles of play that we've needed to add to our roster. So it was awesome to see like the impact that they've had so far.
I think a lot of folks go back to Canadian basketball and like the Toronto Raptors and like Ontario. And although the Grizzlies were short-lived like in Vancouver, but with Ajak, like for Canadian basketball, like is it across the country where, girls are really taking to the game? Because I feel like each and every year you're seeing more Canadians on every roster that sort of you pick up. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the Raptors were definitely a huge thing. I think I still have a Grizzlies shirt, so shout out to the Grizzlies. But I'm overjoyed that the WNBA is also going to be a thing there. I think it's a city that's like just ready to support a team like that. But it does span like nationwide, I think, because we only have the one team as like in a professional space. I think we we definitely gravitated toward it. But it's a hockey country, so it's taken a little bit of time, but Vince Carter really took something off for us. It's great.
Still an indoor sport though.
Yeah.
And shining bright.
Yeah.
Coach, do you get a chance to sort of share your nationality and amongst now a couple of your players with the rest of the team?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We Canada Day, we celebrated a little bit. Canadian Thanksgiving, we had like a little flag up in the gym. I have the girls over sometimes for food, that kind of thing, just to check in on them and that kind of stuff. But we're proud here. We're proud Canadians. I think Liv might be the loudest one with it, but yeah, we're definitely happy to all be around each other.
Well, we're so proud to have you on staff and looking forward to more exciting things this year. Coach, thanks for sitting down, hanging out with us.
Thanks so much.
This entire interview will be released on Thursday at noon on Spotify, iTunes, and her YouTube channel at Dayton Flyers. This week, women's basketball is on the road Wednesday night when they head to Pittsburgh to face Duquesne at 6 o'clock. Men's basketball returns home on Wednesday to play George Mason at 7. This Friday and Saturday, track and field is at the Indiana Invitational. On Saturday, men's tennis is at Purdue with women's tennis at Cleveland State. Women's basketball is also in action on Saturday when they visit Fordham for a 2 o'clock start. And the week concludes with men's basketball at home on Saturday when they welcome in Loyola Chicago for a 4 p.m. tip. For more information on Dayton Athletics, visit DaytonFlyers.com and follow us on social media at Dayton Flyers.